Greetings, writers! It's Mr. Hebda from the Lackawanna College Writing Center. And in this episode, we're going to discuss how to write a thesis statement. First off, let's just figure out what a thesis statement is. Okay, so a thesis statement is the most important sentence or sentences in an essay. And this is because the thesis statement does three things at once. It acts like the essay's backbone in that it provides a basic outline of what the major points the essay is going to cover are. Those points also act like a GPS or a roadmap for the reader to help keep them from getting lost, because it gives the reader a sense of what points are going to come like stops along the way toward the destination that the essay is moving towards. Lastly, and most importantly, the thesis statement carries the essay's argument. In order to write a thesis statement, it's important to know the two parts of a thesis statement, the claim and the supporting points. Let's start off with the claim first. So the claim is where the core of the essay's argument lies. Now let's be clear, when I'm talking about an argument here, I'm not talking about any kind of yelling or hurtful language or mean-spiritedness. None of that emotion is appropriate in a college-level essay. College essays can deal with some pretty controversial topics at times, but we want to keep our tone polite and respectful. Okay, so if that's not what an argument is, then what exactly is an argument? So an argument in college writing involves persuading or convincing the reader to agree or disagree with something, usually to take a side on an issue. So you can use that standard as a way of testing your claim to see if it fits the requirements for your paper. Another tip to help you write a claim is that it often uses words like should or ought. Take a look at this example. Students should be allowed to use smartphones in class. So here we have should to help us write that claim, but notice too that this issue can be one that people can take sides on, right? Someone could agree with it, but someone could just as easily write a paper saying students should not be allowed to use smartphones in class. That's the sign of a strong claim. All right, let's move on to the supporting points now. So you may have heard the phrase that everyone's entitled to their own opinion. Well, it's not that simple in college. If you think about the claim as being like your opinion, you're not entitled to your opinion unless you have evidence. In college writing, we need to have evidence to back up our opinions, and that's what the supporting points are. They act like the backbone of the essay. They give a sense of almost a miniature outline of what points that the outline is going to cover, and in what order they're going to be covered, so that way the reader doesn't get lost either. These points become the topics for the body paragraphs, and that's why they're so crucial to the organization of a paper. Plus, they can even be increased or decreased based on the requirements of the assignment. We're going to go with 3 points for 3 body paragraphs, which is the standard for a 5-paragraph essay. It's called a 3-point thesis. So let's stick with our smartphones in class topic. Here we have alerting students to emergencies, helping students follow class content, and making class even more interactive as our 3 supporting points. These are all strong pieces of evidence to support a claim. All right, it's time to put it all together. We're going to bring the claim and the supporting points together in an example thesis. But first, one more tip. Don't forget to use a transition word to link the claim and the supporting points together. Take a look for the red word in the example that's following. So here's our claim. Students should be allowed to use smartphones in class because. Now you can use other transition words besides because, but because is a great one for a thesis statement. Then in blue, we have our supporting points. All right, I hope I've demystified the thesis statement at least a little bit for you. Be sure to check out the Lackawanna College Writing Center YouTube channel for even more helpful videos. And as always, keep on writing. Mr. Hebda out.